Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel RVCCIS.info, where faculty representatives from Rock Valley College's Computers and Information Systems Department talks to you, our community at large, about things roughly having to do with computers and information systems. Joining me today, as always, is Stephanie.
Hi.
I'm Eric, and today, since we've behind the scenes before the show, we've already gone on our requisite spending spree. We thought we would talk about products or services that were overpromised and under-delivered.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure people can probably guess what I'm going to complain about, but
Me too, because we do have our usual complaints, I think. So
yeah. And I mean, we all know that I'm the Windows person, but that's the one I'm going to complain about first is that Surface Go. I thought, oh, this will be really cool. I can use it. I can write on it. And I mean, I could, but it just really does not have, I don't know what I was thinking. I felt like it could be a mini computer, but
right.
it is supposed to be a mini computer, but I don't like that the Windows S edition that it came with, Windows 10S, and then I upgraded it and I got the blue screen of death. And luckily it was in the warranty. So they gave me a refurbed one. I'm pretty positive of that. And then, and now I really haven't used it much, but I've decided, as I told Eric a little bit ago, I've decided I'm gonna try and use my technology that I have and quit whining about it, I guess.
Right. That or find new stuff. I mean, yeah, whichever.
Well, and you're gonna like this, Eric. I'd rather use the iPad than the Surface.
Yeah, you know, I really, if there was something to complain about, it's that, you know, like one of the things that I think was overpromised and underdelivered was the Pro versions of the Surface too. So I have a Surface Pro, and it's ancient by now, a 4, and it was supposed to be, you know, like the top production quality. And you know, I try at the very least to treat all of my stuff as though it's supposed to last for 100 years. And there's within just a few weeks, a ribbon had started to pull itself away from the screen. So there's this really sharp corner there. The digitizer didn't always work with the Surface Pen, so you would have to restart, and sometimes you would have to restart a couple of times before you could use the pencil. And then the screen's actually really nice and it's bright and stuff like that, but the all-day battery life thing is a pipe dream on that thing. Like I actually bought it to walk around a classroom, so like when I'm teaching web classes or C++ classes, I can have Visual Studio or brackets or something like that open, and we can actually go through the code and I can highlight and circle and do things with the pencil. And I could kill the battery in 40 minutes if I was running Visual Studio pretty much from full. And that too rapid for that.
Yeah, and you know, I did get a refurbed Surface Book that I love it. I still love it. But the battery life is terrible. I bought a different pen for it, the newer pen, and I like that a lot better. That one worked a lot better for me. So, and then I thought, well, with the Surface Go, I'll use the new pen and I'll just use the Nebo app or however you say it, and you know, just write things out. And yeah, no, the iPad has the palm touch resistant stuff down. So
yeah, that is for sure. So that's not a really good Microsoft showing here. Lots of bad products. I will say on the Mac side, I did buy in like 2015. It's called a MacBook, so it's like the 12-inch smaller version of a MacBook Pro before the Air kind of filled the gap there now. And it had an M3 Intel chip in there, and golly, it could get slow on stuff. So like if I was running Xcode or anything like that on bigger projects, it would just kill the thing. So a lighter weight editor, you wouldn't notice it as much. So like brackets or Visual Studio Code to a smaller degree, or Atom would work better. But man, that Xcode just destroyed it.
I know it's always so disappointing, and that's probably where we get the under-delivered portion of this. Is it's just super disappointing when you get something, you're like, oh, this is what I'm going to use it for, and then you're like, no, it doesn't even make it through a full class.
Right.
Our other problem though is the Wi-Fi is very spotty where we work, so that tends to not help us either when we're trying to walk around the classroom and do
things. Right. So I thought I would mention, because it's not a week unless I defecate verbally on Android products. I really wanted to love, and I've bought too many of them, the Nexus devices. So like the Nexus 6, or no, 7 and 9. So the Android tablets, and you always have if you buy it now, I promise we'll make software for it somewhere down the line. And they just never do. And you end up running these ridiculous, like overblown phone apps on this big screen. And it was just such a waste. And then my Nexus 9, the glue came off the front and the back. So the screen separated from the digitizer underneath. And then the back also kind of like the battery puffed up and blew the back out. So no matter what you did, it sounded like Rice Krispies treats. Every time you would touch the thing, it would crackle and snap and pop. So that was really unfortunate. And they were like, nah, you're outside of your 90 days. See ya.
Oh my God. Yeah, that would be very frustrating.
It was frustrating.
So my last, well, not really the final, but the one product, the other one that I'm not a fan of, and it all has to do with me writing on a tablet for some reason. That's the theme of today's
Underdelivered. I guess that's it.
Well, I mean, I'm going to grad school and I wanted to be able to write on a tablet and have it change into text. And because that, you can buy that app, the Nebo app, for all platforms. And so the Samsung Galaxy S6 Lite, I bought that at Best Buy. I think I bought an open box so that it wasn't as expensive. And really, it is not that. I like my Surface Go better. I like the iPad the best. When I use the pen with it, which the pen is actually really nice. And then, the pen is nice. And then you have a cover that the pen like fits really nicely in. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That'd be great if they did that for everything. But just because that's nice doesn't mean, so as soon as I use the app and my palm hits the screen, it closes, everything closes, and I'm like,
yeah. And how are you supposed to hover when you write? You invariably put your palm on the device
all the time. So my inexpensive Apple Pen and my iPad just worked just fine. So, and it was a lot cheaper than the Samsung Galaxy S6.
Yeah. So I had seen I don't know, like a Marquez Brownlee thing that said, never buy something, a product today on the promise of software tomorrow. And, I was like, that's really the case. Cause like I had bought a Pixel 4a hoping that the captioning software would catch up. So when I used it for videos, for classes, we could have it closed captioned automatically. Never worked the same way it was supposed to. And I'm like, it was my fault. I bought a product today based on future software. So yeah, I'm trying not to do that anymore.
Yeah. And the captioning is such a difficult piece. So
oh yeah, at RVC they do a really great job. They offer for us like, hey, you can send us a video and we'll caption it. And maybe some year we'll get one of those videos back. And it's just, there's too many of us to have to worry about doing it for all of us. So I thought, hey, if I could do some of that heavy lifting, no, it could not.
Yeah, it's difficult. Well, shoot.
Yep. So there you go. stuff we wanted to like, but ended up not liking. Leave us a comment below. Let us know if you've got any products that you feel or services that you feel have overpromised and under delivered. You can also, while you're down there, hit like and subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of any and all content as it becomes available. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at RVCCISInfo on Facebook, on Twitter, on anchor.fm, and here on YouTube. I will say over the next like several hours here, even, or maybe by the time you're catching this, go back and find, I have a bunch of tweets and posts for Facebook and Twitter coming out with a bunch of stuff that you can feasibly run out and spend like 60 cents on the dollar to get all new equipment for the school year coming up here. Today was a great day for open box stuff at eBay. So like current gen iPads for $200 off. I found a bunch of laptops for you guys that were way inexpensive. So take a look over there at our social media, where we post much more often than we end up doing here on the channel. So on behalf of Stephanie, myself, Eric, and the rest of the Rock Valley College community, stay safe and stay sane out there. And remember, don't buy something today with the promise of features tomorrow.